What's up guys, Hitman Scott here back for another deck review video, and if you can't tell just by looking at this, we are doing the one, the only Underworld deck by Zane Truesdale in the GX series. So I'm super hyped for this. I've been wanting this deck for years, finally completed it to like 99% full. I have the full deck. I switched out a couple cards here and there just for combos and stuff, which I'll explain as I get into it. But let's jump in, because the last camera I tried to do this with died twice, so don't want that happening again. Alright, so let's start off here with the kind of namesakes of the deck here. Cyberdark Edge, Cyberdark Keel, Cyberdark Horn. Now these three cards are really nice, 800 attack, 800 defense each, and they all have their own effects on top of whenever they're normal summoned. You special summon one level 3 or lower dragon from your graveyard and equip it to it, and then it gains attack equal to that dragon monster attack. So, Hunter Dragon is the one I usually use in this deck, and it has 1700 attack, so on top of the 800, it's an immediate 4-star 2500 attack point monster that deals piercing damage, can attack directly with half its attack points, or deals 300 damage to your opponent whenever it destroys a monster. So all of them have really nice effects. And of course, they fusion summon to make the almighty Cyberdark Dragon. And next up, wouldn't be a Zane deck without having three beautiful Cyber Dragons here. Nice and 5-star dragons, machines, not dragons, light, used for Cybernova into Cyber Infinity, and you can special summon from your hand if your opponent has monsters and you don't, so it's a nice special summon method from that way. And it goes into your Cyber Twin and your Cyber End Dragon. Not much explanation for these first few cards. Proto Cyber Dragon, I run one. Some people run more. I personally just do the one. I find more than that is kind of like a dead draw. Just because with one, you can play it, and then from there you use Overload, Fusion, Power Bomb, whatever, and get out what you need, one of your Chimera attacks, usually, with just the one. Any more than that, I mean, they're not Cyber Dragons in the graveyard, they're not Cyber Dragons in your deck, so they're really not too useful to have around, but they can find their place. Next up is Cyber Barrier Dragon and Cyber Laser Dragon. So each one of these, they're pretty nice. Cyber Laser, destroy one monster with 2400 or attack or greater, attack or defense or greater every turn. And Cyber Barrier, when it's in attack mode, you negate the first attack of your opponent's monsters each turn. So you have to be a little strategic with that, but it can be really nice. So good combo with those. So you have them both out. Now you're destroying monsters and negating their attack. So it just becomes really annoying for them. Cyber Valley, 0 attack, 0 defense, but you can negate a battle phase and you can draw one card. So it's a free +1, so you can't really go wrong with that. Also has a couple extra effects nobody really uses. You can banish this card, one other monster you control, draw 2 cards, or target one card in your graveyard, banish this and one card in your hand, and then you get to put that card atop of your deck. So yeah, Cyber Valley, beautiful card. You can run 3 if you want. I only run 1 personally, just for draw space. Armored Cyburn, it's a card Zane uses, nice union monster. You can equip it to any Cyber Dragon or Cyber Dragon Fusion monster, and you can use it to give up 1000 attack points from that fusion monster and destroy one face-up monster on the field. So it's nice if you're getting rid of your opponent's boss monsters. And if you're being destroyed by battle, Armored Cyber gets destroyed instead. So it's nice, safe sake. Next up, we have 3 Cybers here. So we have Cyber Phoenix, Cyber Kieran, and Cyber Ouroboros. Cyber Phoenix, best one of the 3 easily. When it's face-up attack position, none of your machine monsters can be singled out as a target for any spell or traps. So it immediately just negates them, which is really nice. And when he's destroyed by battle, draw 1 card, so 3 +1. Cyber Kieran works really well with some combos, especially Power Bond's a big one. So when he's on the field, you can tribute him, and then you take no effect damage for the rest of the turn, which is beautiful, I think. You use Power Bond to get out your Cyber End Dragon or Chimera Tech or anything, and then you take no damage for it. It's completely free summon, which is really nice. Last up, Cyber Ouroboros. If you don't use this, well, it wouldn't be a true Cyberdark deck, so you have to use it. But yeah, it's not that great of a card, but when it's banished, you get to draw 1 free card. So, nothing wrong with that. You can chain that with Cyber Valley. So if you remove both of them from play, you get to draw 2 cards on top of the one from Cyber Ouroboros. Next up here, sorry I'm speaking a little fast, I have a lot of cards to get through. Cyber Larva ×3. When it's attacked, you take no battle damage for the rest of the turn, just when it's targeted for an attack. And then when it's destroyed, you can special summon another one from your deck. So it's a nice deck thinner, as well as it stops your opponent from doing any damage for up to 3 turns, essentially. So Cyber Larva, beautiful card. I absolutely love it. Metallizing Parasite Lunatite. So this is one that I really don't use much, but Zane had it, so I threw it in my deck. So you equip it to any fusion-type monster. I believe it's fusion. No, and just face up monster. Okay, we usually use it on your fusions. And it can't be affected by spell cards. So it gives them some kind of immunity, which is really nice to have. And if it's destroyed by... Sorry, getting ahead of myself. This is what I'm thinking about. Heavy mech support platform. Another union, you equip it to any one of your machine-type monsters, gains 500 attack and defense, and if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. So this is also another protecting card, which is nice. That's why I love about the fusions. The unions. Really protects your fusion monsters. So you work so hard to get them out, you might as well keep them around, right? Next up, Zane only had 1. I have 3, just for thinning, as well as for another combo I'll talk about in a second. So I have Mass Dragon. They destroy 1, you get to bring out another. Destroy that one, bring out another. And then you bring out Exploder Dragon. So this is another one you can use for your Cyber Darks. 1,000 attack, and you take no battle damage when it's destroyed. And when it's destroyed, the opponent's monster that destroyed it, you get to destroy again. So it's basically destroys your opponent's monster. There's no repercussions. Even you can attack your opponent's monster. You take no battle damage. So it's it's really nice in that sense. And your opponent doesn't really want to attack it. So it's good there. And lastly, for the monsters, is a Hunter Dragon. I used to run 2 or 3. Zane only had 1. I'm just going with the 1. 3-star dragon, 1,700 attack. You can equip this with your Cyberdark because it is a 3-star, so that immediately puts them up to 2,500 attack points each, immediately for a 4-star. So it's really, really not bad. And then, between those last 4 monsters, you have 5 dragons in your deck, which can bring out 5-headed dragon if you use Dragon's Mirror. Literally the only reason it's in the deck. So that's the first spell card, Dragon's Mirror. With your 5 dragons, you get a 5-headed dragon. 5,000 attack, can only be destroyed by light monsters. Nothing wrong with that. Next up is a little combo piece here. Overload Fusion and Future Fusion. So, Future Fusion, you can use it for a lot of stuff. You can use it for Cyber End. You can use it Cyber Twin. You can use it for your 5-headed dragon. You can use it for really anything. What I use it for is to dump literally every machine in my entire deck. Dump it to the graveyard for Chimera Tech Over Dragon. So, when Chimera Tech comes out, here's a little example. So, every card gets dumped to the graveyard, pretends out the graveyard. Chimera Tech comes out. When a Chimera Tech comes out, it destroys every card on the field, including Future Fusion. Or on your side of the field, sorry. So Future Fusion gone now. But now, because Future Fusion's gone, Chimera Tech's destroyed. Well, that's kind of bad, right? Wrong. Because now you can play Overload Fusion. Banish every machine you just sent to the graveyard, on top of the extra Over Dragon, to bring out, this is getting into the extra deck a little bit, your second Over Dragon. So, that's why I always run 2 Over Dragons in the deck, is for that combo in particular, and it works wonders. Like, you would not believe how well that works. So yeah, definitely recommend using that combo. If you just want to get your straight Cyber End Dragon, go for the win like Zane would, Power Bond's the way to go. Really watch this card though, because you do take damage equal to the monster's original attack. Even though it gets doubled, you only take the original attack as damage. So tribute your Cyber Kieran, and it will save you from that damage. But other than that, you really got to know when to use this card, right? Don't just play it, right? As Zane would say. Polymerization and Diffusion. Zane had both of them. I'm really not a big fan of using Polymerization in the deck. I find I don't use it as much as the other cards I have, but it's there. And Diffusion, it's nice. It protects your Cyber End Dragon. You bring back your regular Cyber Dragons, and then refuse the next turn with Power Bond, Polymerization, whatever you want. So you can make some combos there. Pot of Greed, not going to explain it. Draw 2 cards. It's in every deck in the anime, so there it is. Ruthless Denial. Select one monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and then select one random card in your opponent's hand, send that to the graveyard. So it's a decent card. It's not too bad. Once again, another card Zane used. This is an authentic Zane deck, so that's why it's in there. Cyberdark Impact. So this is one that I don't think Zane actually used this card, but it's a perfect support card for his main monster in this deck. So you get to take every Cyberdark, Keel, Edge, and Horn from your hand, field, or graveyard, and bring it back to your deck, and then summon out your Cyberdark Dragon. So it's a really, really nice card to have. Kind of hard to find. I think there's only a few on eBay where I found mine, but definitely recommend picking it up if you're building an Underworld deck. It helps wonders. Monster Reborn, once again, classic anime card. Everybody had it. It's a beautiful card, one of my top favorites. Next up, Cybernetic Zone. This is one he used against the duel with Jesse, and who's taken over by Yubel. And I have yet to really figure out a good combo for it, to be honest. So you take one face-up machine fusion monster, remove it from play. At the end phase of that turn, it comes back, but during your standby phase, destroy it. So it's a little tricky. If you guys can think of anything, let me know. How would I use Cybernetic Zone in this deck? So let me know. Limiter removal. Really good card, doubles the attack points of all machines in your field. Downside, they're destroyed at the end of the turn. So once again, careful with using this, same thing as Power Bond. Use it as like an end game thing. Don't just use it willy-nilly. But there is a card later that I'll show you that I'll set this up to the side just so I can show you the combo later. Battle Fusion. Use this against Jaden, wonderful card. When attack is declared involving a fusion monster you control and an opponent's monster, the monster you control gains attack equal to your opponent's monster. So it immediately wins the battle, and your opponent takes battle damage equal to your opponent's card. So, really nice card, and it's quick play. You can use it whenever you want, either player's turn. Definitely recommend having a Battle Fusion. Different Dimension Capsule. So, this is essentially the worse version of Gold Sarcophagus, but you get to hide what card you're taking. Your opponent doesn't see it, which is really nice. So it stays in the field for 2 turns, you banish 1 card. After the second standby phase, you bring it back to your hand. So I usually use this for a card that is good, but I don't need. So I'd either go with Power Bond, Pot of Greed, Cybernetic Fusion Support, which is the next card here I'll show you in a second. Yeah, those are the main cards I'll really take with it. Sometimes Limiter Removal. It really depends on what cards you have on the field, but yeah. So DDC, really good card. If you guys didn't know, it's called DDC for short. Back in the day. Cybernetic Fusion Support. This is a card that's really overlooked that Zane used. I think it's wonderful. Pay half your life points once. If you fusion summon this turn, so with Power Bond, Polymerization, whatever, then you get to banish cards from your graveyard or your field, and then special summon that way. So Power Bond, you can now fusion summon from your graveyard. So that adds a whole nother unit to what your resources are. So if you just Polymerizationed into Cyber End Dragon, and then your Cyber Dragon's in the graveyard, use this with Power Bond, bring out Cyber Twin, and now you have a 5600 attack Cyber Twin Dragon. So it's really nice that way. Once again, watch out for the cost, though, where you take away half your life points. Photon Generator Unit, used for Cyber Laser Dragon. Enough said. Tribute 2 Cyber Dragons, special summon it from your hand or deck. So this is the combo I was talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Actually, you can even go farther with this. I'll talk about this for a second. Okay, so fusion summon your 3 Cyber Dragons into your Cyber End Dragon. You can defusion into your 3 Cyber Dragons if you want, and then Limiter Removal. So Limiter Removal, now you have 3 4,200 attack point monsters on the field, all at once, with Return Soul face down. At the end of the turn, they're all destroyed. That sucks, right? Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so Limiter Removal, you have 3 Cyber Dragons, 4,200 attack total on the field for each one of the 3. But then the problem is destroyed at the end of the turn, which sucks. But you're smart, and Zane uses Return Souls. That's why we have it in our Underworld deck. So target up to 3 cards during the end phase that were destroyed this turn in the graveyard, 3 monsters. Return it back to the owner's deck. So really nice combo there. Saves all your Cyber Dragons. Then you can even Future Fusion. You can redraw them out again. Oh, it's just a great combo. Rare Metal Morph. So you guys can see that one's in the light. Gain 500 attack, and you get to negate 1 spell card on the field that targets the monster. So you can only do that once, though. But it's a nice effect. Once again, saves your monsters and gives you 500 extra attack points. Now, these two I love. Damage Polarizer and Fusion Guard. So, Fusion Guard, they both essentially do the same thing. But Fusion Guard, you send 1 card from your extra deck to your graveyard at random, and then you get to negate any activation and destroy it of a card that will inflict battle damage to you. So, you can use that on your Power Bond even, because it's already summoned out the monster and given you the attack boost, but now at the end phase when it tries to deal damage, Fusion Guard, you take no damage. Damage Polarizer, exact same thing. Only difference is instead of sending the fusion monster, you both just draw 1 card at the end of the effect, or the resolution. So, really nice in that sense. You both get +1. Trap Jammer. Your opponent tries to flip Mirror Force or Magic Cylinder, Sakuretsu Armor, really anything on you during the battle phase, and you immediately destroy it. Negate and destroy. Cybernetic Hidden Technology kind of goes hand in hand with Call of the Haunted. So Call of the Haunted, you get to bring back a Cyber Dragon, special summon to the field, and then Cybernetic Hidden Technology, you get to destroy the Cyber Dragon and destroy the attacking monster. So nice little cheeky combo there. And last but not least for the main deck is Attack Reflector Unit. Get rid of 1 Cyber Dragon, and you get to special summon a Cyber Barrier Dragon, as we discussed earlier. Alright, now heading into the extra deck. I run 1 Cyber End Dragon. Definitely get the alternate art. Secret Rare looks absolutely gorgeous. You cannot tell me that thing doesn't look good. Yeah, so 1 Cyber End Dragon. And 1 Cyber Twin. Zane only had 1 of each. It'd be smart to run 2 of each, but Zane only had 1, so we'll leave it at 1 of each. I run 2 Chimera Tech. Zane only had 1, but 2 just because of the combo of Future Fusion and Overload Fusion, which we discussed earlier. 2 Chimera Techs, 2 Cyber Dark Dragons. I would run 1, but 2 because Cyber Dark Impact, so you can kind of chain from there. So you can fusion the 3 Cyber Darks and then Cyber Dark Impact into Cyber Dark Dragon again. 5-headed dragon to equip to your Cyber Dark Dragon, so 5,000 plus attack onto the 1,000 from Cyber Dark, plus the 100 from every monster in your graveyard, so nice powerhouse there. Fortress Dragon gets to steal your opponent's machine monsters, and you can fuse without polymerization, so it's a nice alternative to Chimera Tech. Twin Head Thunder Dragon, you can't summon him with this deck, but Zane had it in his extra deck, so we're going to keep it there. And last but not least are the Nova and Infinity. Honestly, these are just a couple meta cards. Zane never had them, but honestly, I don't really use them even. But I know they're really good to have. I use them occasionally, but not consistently enough. Anyway, yeah, so that's it for this extra deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please show some love that like button down below. Make sure to subscribe to become part of the Hitmon community, and so you never miss a video. Without further ado, guys, this is Hitmon Scott. Peace off.